Channing Tatum reveals severe shoulder injury after hard surgery and hospitalization. The action star's latest injury highlights the physical toll of Hollywood's most demanding roles. Actor Channing Tatum is facing one of his most challenging recoveries yet after undergoing emergency shoulder surgery, sharing raw and unfiltered images from his hospital bed that have left fans both concerned and inspired by his resilience. The Roofman star took to Instagram on February 3 to alert his millions of followers that he was facing a significant health challenge, posting a stark black and white photo of himself in a hospital gown and surgical cap while preparing for the procedure. Just another day, another challenge. This one is gonna be hard. But whatever. Let's get it in. TMZ, Tatum wrote with characteristic grit and determination, facing the medical procedure with the same intensity he brings to his film roles. The severity of the injury. In a series of Instagram stories that provided an intimate look at his medical journey, the 45-year-old actor shared striking before and after X-ray images that illustrated just how serious his shoulder separation truly was. The first X-ray showed his shoulder joint clearly and alarmingly displaced, with bones visibly separated from their natural position, an image that medical professionals would immediately recognize as requiring surgical intervention. The second post-surgery image revealed a screw holding the bones together, which Tatum captioned with dry humor, "Screwed shoulder. Yay." News, this gallows humor, typical of the actor's public persona, belied the serious nature of the procedure and the difficult recovery that lay ahead. According to multiple reports, Tatum injured his shoulder during a fall while skiing at the Sundance Film Festival, TMZ, in Park City, Utah, where he had been riding high on professional success. The actor was attending the premiere of two of his films, Josephine and Nuisance Bear, both of which went on to win awards at the prestigious Independent Film Festival. What should have been a triumphant moment in his career was suddenly overshadowed by a painful injury that would require immediate medical attention. The medical reality of shoulder separation. To understand the gravity of Tatum's injury, it's important to know what a separated shoulder actually entails. A separated shoulder occurs when trauma damages the ligaments connecting the collarbone to the shoulder blade at the acromioclavicular joint, the direct. Unlike a shoulder dislocation, which many people confuse it with, this type of injury specifically affects the area where the collarbone meets the top of the shoulder. The trauma tears or stretches these crucial ligaments that hold the bones in proper alignment, causing the bones to separate from their normal position. In mild cases, rest and physical therapy may be sufficient, but in severe cases like Tatum's where the X-rays showed significant displacement, surgical intervention becomes necessary. The procedure typically involves reattaching the ligaments and using hardware like screws or plates to stabilize the joint while it heals, which is exactly what Tatum's post-surgery X-ray revealed. Recovery from this type of surgery is neither quick nor easy. Patients typically face months of limited mobility, intensive physical therapy, and a gradual return to normal activities. For someone like Tatum, whose career depends on physical performance, the rehabilitation process becomes even more critical and demanding. A dangerous pattern, the physical price of action stardom. This latest injury is far from an isolated incident in Tatum's career. It's actually the latest chapter in what has become a troubling pattern of physical setbacks for the action star, who has built a reputation for performing many of his own stunts and throwing himself fully into physically demanding roles. Just last September, during a high-profile interview with Variety, Tatum appeared with a noticeable limp from a leg injury sustained while filming Avengers: Doomsday Collider, the highly anticipated Marvel Cinematic Universe film set for release in December 2026. The injury occurred during production of what promises to be one of the biggest blockbusters of the decade, where Tatum reprises his beloved role as Gambit, the Cajun mutant he first portrayed to critical acclaim. In that revealing September interview, Tatum opened up about the emotional and psychological toll these injuries take, not just the physical pain. "It's not about the pain I feel in the moment. It's knowing I can't take this back. And now I know what the next 6 months of my life will be like." Primetimer, he admitted with raw honesty. The statement reveals a deeper understanding of how these injuries compound over time, affecting not just immediate filming schedules but long-term health and quality of life. He also expressed a sentiment many aging action stars share, the frustration of a mind that feels young trapped in a body that's showing wear and tear. "I just hate getting old. In my mind, I'm literally still 30 years old," Tatum confessed, highlighting the disconnect between his mental readiness to perform and his body's increasing vulnerability to injury. The Tatum work ethic, dedication, or danger? Throughout his 2-decade career in Hollywood, Channing Tatum has distinguished himself not just as a talented actor and dancer, but as someone willing to push his body to extraordinary limits for his craft. From his breakout role in Step Up through the physically demanding Magic Mike franchise, to his action-packed performances in films like G.I. Joe, White House Down, and 21 Jump Street, Tatum has consistently chosen roles that require peak physical condition and often dangerous stunt work. This commitment to authenticity has earned him respect in the industry and adoration from fans who appreciate the genuine physicality he brings to his performances. However, it's also resulted in a mounting collection of injuries that raise questions about the long-term sustainability of this approach. With each new injury, the recovery periods grow longer longer and more complicated, potentially affecting not just current projects but future career opportunities. Industry insiders have long noted that Tatum's hands-on approach to stunts, while admirable, carries significant risks. Many A-list actors now rely heavily on stunt doubles for dangerous sequences, reserving their own physical involvement for less risky moments that require their face on camera. Tatum's willingness to do more himself has become part of his brand, but at what cost? An overwhelming wave of support. The response to Tatum's hospital announcement was immediate, heartfelt, and overwhelming. Within hours, his Instagram post had garnered millions of likes and thousands of comments from fans, friends, and fellow celebrities expressing concern and sending well wishes. Among the most touching responses was from his girlfriend, Australian model Inka Williams, who wrote "Big Bad Wolf we got dish, Yahoo," using a term of endearment while assuring him of her support during the difficult recovery ahead. The couple has been dating since 2024, and Williams has been a steady presence in Tatum's life through various professional and personal challenges. Fellow actor Lakeith Stanfield, who has worked with Tatum in the past, also sent encouragement through supportive emojis, while other Hollywood friends and co-stars flooded the comments section with messages of strength and solidarity. The outpouring demonstrates not just Tatum's popularity, but the genuine affection the industry has for him as a person and colleague. Fans, too, rallied around the star, sharing their own stories of shoulder injuries, offering recovery tips, and expressing hope for his swift healing. Many noted the vulnerability Tatum showed in sharing such raw images from his hospital stay, praising him for his authenticity in an industry often characterized by carefully curated public images. What this means for upcoming projects. The timing of this injury couldn't be more complicated for Tatum's packed professional schedule. He's currently in the midst of promoting multiple projects while also committed to future productions that demand physical capability. Most immediately, Tatum is scheduled to attend the international premiere of Josephine at the prestigious Berlin International Film Festival on February 20th. While promotional appearances are less physically demanding than filming, they still require extensive travel, public appearances, and energy that may be challenging so soon after major surgery. Looking further ahead, his role as Gambit in Avengers: Doomsday remains one of the most anticipated performances in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The film is set for release in December 2026, but it's unclear whether all filming has been completed or if additional shoots might be required. Marvel Productions are known for their rigorous physical demands, elaborate fight choreography, and extended filming schedules, all of which could be complicated by Tatum's recovery timeline. Roofman, another project Tatum has been actively promoting, showcases his range as an actor but also represents the kind of varied, challenging work he's committed to pursuing at this stage of his career. Balancing promotional obligations with medical recovery will require careful scheduling and perhaps some difficult decisions about what he can realistically commit to in the coming months. The broader conversation about actor safety. Tatum's injury reignites an important conversation within the entertainment industry about actor safety, the pressure to perform one's own stunts, and the long-term health consequences of action roles. While Hollywood has made significant strides in stunt safety and coordination over the decades, the culture that valorizes actors who do their own stunts can create pressure that leads to preventable injuries. The Screen Actors Guild and various stunt coordination professionals have long advocated for more conservative approaches, arguing that the technology and talent of stunt performers have advanced to the point where actors can achieve authentic-looking action sequences without personally risking serious injury. Digital face replacement, careful camera work, and skilled stunt doubles can create seamless action that protects valuable talent while still delivering thrilling entertainment. However, actors like Tatum, Tom Cruise, Keanu Reeves, and others have built part of their brand identity around the authenticity of performing their own stunts. This creates a challenging dynamic where personal pride, professional expectations, and physical risk intersect in complicated ways. The road to recovery. Despite the daunting challenges ahead, Tatum maintained a remarkably positive attitude throughout his hospital posts, demonstrating the same determination and resilience that has defined his career. His "let's get it in" mentality shows a fighter's spirit, but medical professionals would likely counsel patience and proper healing over rushing back to work. Recovery from a shoulder separation repair typically follows a structured timeline. The first few weeks involve immobilization and pain management, followed by gradual introduction of passive range of motion exercises. Active strengthening usually begins around the 6 to 8 week mark, with full recovery taking anywhere from 3 to 6 months depending on the severity of the injury and the individual's healing capacity. For someone in Tatum's profession, the recovery becomes even more specialized. He'll likely work with sports medicine specialists, physical therapists who understand the unique demands of stunt work, and possibly biomechanics experts to ensure he not only heals but returns with proper form and reduced risk of re-injury. Looking forward. As Channing Tatum begins what will undoubtedly be months of intensive physical therapy and rehabilitation, fans worldwide are hoping this injury will mark a turning point, perhaps encouraging him to take a more measured approach to the physical risks he takes for his craft. The actor's commitment to his work is undeniable and has produced some of the most memorable performances and action sequences in recent cinema. However, this latest setback serves as a stark reminder of the very real physical costs that come with performing high-intensity stunts and action sequences, especially as actors age and their bodies become less resilient to trauma. At 45, Tatum stands at an interesting crossroads in his career. He's old enough to bring depth, experience, and gravitas to his roles, but young enough to still be cast in physically demanding action parts. How he navigates this recovery and whether it influences his future choice of roles remains to be seen. For now, Tatum's focus must shift from film sets and ski slopes to the unglamorous but essential work of healing. His journey will be closely watched by fans and industry professionals alike, both hoping to see him return to full strength while perhaps also hoping he'll approach future projects with a bit more caution. If there's one certainty, it's that Channing Tatum will approach his recovery with the same intensity and dedication he brings to everything else in his life. Whether that's entirely a good thing remains one of the questions this injury raises. The entertainment world will be watching, waiting, and wishing him well as he navigates this latest, most personal challenge.